Tracy, this is Miss Desi in the Polar Bear classroom. Hi Polar Bears. I wanted to make you guys a video about some sensory bin ideas. Sensory bins are just a way to play and to learn. The children learn through playing in the sensory bin. And so we have them, and this is mine in my classroom. Every single classroom in the CDC has one. But you can actually do sensory bins at home with just like a big bowl or a big tub. Preferably something with a flatter base because it just gives them more room to play. So I just wanted to give you a few ideas. You can always Google sensory bin ideas, and I'm hoping to try to give you ideas of stuff that you might have the materials for at home. So one that is always popular is an ocean sensory bin. So I filled this up with water, and I like to put a little bit of color in it because kids visualize water as being blue, and ocean water is a little obviously greenish blue, so I like to put in a little bit of green also. But you can do this without any food coloring also. They love to like mix it up and see how the colors work together. And then one hint about sensory bins, they're pretty messy, so don't fill it like full. As you can see, I probably have mine halfway full, and that's gonna still probably splash. So you might want to put it on like a table with a tablecloth, a plastic tablecloth. So if you have any bath toys like fish or boats, that would be great to add to an ocean sensory bin. If you have any shells, a lot of people have shells just from trips to the ocean. That could be fun to add in there. Sea glass, or it's also called aquarium glass, or dragon tears, it has different names. That would be fun. They could imagine that it's jewels. And you can also, if you don't have any sea glass, you can just use like normal rocks that you find outside. And then the idea is just to let the children play, and they'll be imagining what ocean life is like and what happens under the sea. So that is one sensory bin idea that I promise you they will love. And then another idea, so if you wanted to do something with math, you can do a sensory bin with something like rice in it, dry rice, or you could use oatmeal, popcorn kernels like before they're popped, beans, if you have a big bag of dried beans, or pasta, small pasta. So that's just what we call a filler. It's just something for them to feel, and it's fun for children to feel different textures. So what you could do is get some plastic or styrofoam cups and write some numbers on them, and depending on the age of your child, you might want to keep, for instance, if you have a 3-year-old, you might want to keep it numbers 1 through 5. If you have an older kid, you could go up through 10, and then if you put them in here with, say, again, rocks. I'm going to use these just so you guys can see on the video, but if you don't have these at home, just use rocks from outside. Then the idea is that, and you're not really, we don't normally give instructions about how to play in sensory bin. It's just let the kid do what they want. But you could say like, oh, just notice that what number is on this cup, and they'll probably start thinking of ways to play, like putting 10 stones in the cup that has a 10 on it. If you have a pre-Ker who is ready for this, you could do some simple addition or subtraction, like you could do 10 plus 2. All right, and then they would try to figure out how many stones to put in that cup. So you can scale it up and make it more advanced, or you can make it more simple. And really, you could use something like Legos instead of rocks. You can use anything that you have around your house. And then another idea for a sensory bin, this is going to sound super simple, but you'd be amazed at how kids get into this, is just cutting for fun. It's also a really great fine motor, so they can work on those fine motor skills that they're maybe not using as often as they were here at school. So a lot of times it's good to make it in strips that a scissor can fit across in one go if it's a beginning cutter, if your child is still learning how to cut. because sometimes it's hard for them to make it through. Say that they have a child-sized scissors. Sometimes it's hard for them to make it through this far before they get frustrated or overwhelmed. So just think about where your child's at, but if you have some scissors and paper inside a sensory bin, just a bucket, the idea is that they can cut however they want. You notice I have some fun scissors, so if you have any scissors that aren't just straight also, they might really enjoy it. And they will literally make the smallest pieces of paper that they can. So I've actually before used children to make confetti for parties because they just enjoy the repetitive motion. So they could use scissors or just ripping, you know, but a lot of times it's fun for them to experiment with the scissors, with different shapes of scissors and stuff. So there's really not a point to this. This isn't to have a production made. This is just for them to practice fine motor, and a lot of times kids think it's really fun. So feel free to try that at home if your child is engaged with that. That's great, and I hope that some of this will give you ideas of just fun things that the kids can do. Miss you all. Bye.